Now, usually, when we get to the second half of a dynamic presentation, the person up front wants to know, was it worth coming? Come on. I need more energy than that. Was it worth coming? I know what you're saying. Well, I haven't heard enough yet. I got to hear more. I'm going to let you hear some more. What I want to know, just give me 3 hands, 4 hands up. Give me a takeaway that you took away from this morning. Anybody, raise your hand. Yes. Not putting the deal in your own name. Excellent. What else? Kathy. Excellent. That's a moneymaker. The LLC assignment is huge, especially when you're talking about bank REOs and HUD foreclosures. Who else? Ron. You really don't need money to do deals. I agree with you 100%. Next. As is versus ARV, knowing those numbers for both of those actual type of deals. Yes. That's something that is really huge. I'm going to tell you why it's huge. Because when you're dealing with short sales, you want to be able to present the best case possible and to know that you have somebody or a team that you're working with that knows how to do that. That's going to be huge. Next, who else? Yes. The 4 different exit strategies. Every deal has exit strategies. The numbers will tell you exactly which way you need to get out of that deal. It's imperative if you want to be, my favorite word is transaction engineer. I want everybody to say transaction engineer. Transaction engineer. If you want to be a transaction engineer, you have to know multiple exit strategies, because when you are just doing one thing, all I'm going to do is this, then you will have a time where that thing won't work or that thing is not available. So you better have other ways in which you can have profit centers, and exit strategies is the perfect way to do that. Yes, Kathy again. Yes, the dry close, that's what we used to call it in the 90s. The dry close, that's an excellent strategy. The issue is there are only a few title companies that will do it, but it's a strategy that can be done. Okay. For those of you who are looking, do you guys understand all the stuff that the gurus be teaching you? The stuff about how you could make money like magic? Have you ever heard that before? That money, you could swallow a pink pill and make money? A magic pink pill? That if you could just wish your way into making money? I've been in this game for 30 years and 29 minutes. But I've been in it for about 30 years now. And there is truly one way you can pull money out of thin air. There's only one way you can do it. Now, if you want me to do it and show you how you can do it, you have to give me some loud noise now. Okay, I said loud noise. I didn't say boos, okay? Okay. This is, now, turn the camera off, because I don't want anybody else to know this. This is only for you guys. This is only for you. If you want to know how to pull money, I can't believe I'm talking about this. If you want to know how to pull money out of thin air, all you need to do first is just stand up. Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Stand up. Just stand up. Hold your right hand up. Turn towards your left and reach in the pocket in the person in front of you. I can't believe y'all fell for that. You can't pull money out of thin air. It doesn't exist. But if you're willing to work your asset off, you can make this business work. You just had 1/2 a day. Just 1/2 a day. You got today, the rest of this evening, and you got all day tomorrow. Please, all Valerie wants you to do is to take action. This afternoon, you're going to hear about how you can do deals with $0 and actual people that's doing it. You're going to hear how you can find these short sales. Where are the best markets for bank REOs? Where's the best opportunities for foreclosures? You're going to hear all these different things. And then come Monday, you'll be so excited. And then come Tuesday, you'll be just as excited. And then come Wednesday, you're going to be so damn disappointed. Why? Because you feel as though you was overwhelmed and you weren't able to do anything. I talked about this earlier. All you have to do is just take one bite off of that apple. Just one. Find one main strategy that Valerie's going to talk about. Find one little nugget that she's going to talk about. And then just basically add more stuff to it. Have you guys received the PowerPoint slides yet? Raise your hand if you have. Okay, she's going to be sending them all day. So make sure if you have not received them, the front desk has your email address. Because they will be sending out the actual PowerPoints. You will be getting that in the next minute or so. And then tomorrow, you'll get it tomorrow morning, and you'll also be getting it tomorrow afternoon. Now, how many of you guys know that I just finished my 4th book? How many of you guys know that? How many of you guys have it? How many of you guys would like to have it? If you want a copy of my latest book, it's called my REI SOP Black Book. I'm giving it to each and every one of you here who don't have it. And if you already have it, I'm going to give you a second copy. Come on, I'm more than that. Now, let me tell you what this is. This black book is the actual standard operating procedure we use in our real estate business. So I had my team over the last 10 years create all the different tools and videos that we use to do different marketing stuff. Skip tracing, cold calling, Facebook marketing. All these different instructional screenshots and stuff is in this one book. It's about 40 different tools. It's over 200 pages. So I'm going to give you the digital version of this. All you have to do is take a picture anytime during this weekend. Give the actual picture or put the actual picture on any social site of your choice. It could be Facebook, it could be Twitter, it could be Instagram, any social site with the hashtag Valerie Scott. And we're going to do the honor system here. Because if you go to the front desk and say, I took the picture, and I actually went ahead and posted it on Facebook, I posted it on Twitter, I posted it on Instagram with the hashtag Valerie Scott, I'm going to send everybody that told the front desk that a copy of my book. That's all you have to do. This is the honor system. So, I'm not saying honor among thieves. I'm saying this is the honor system amongst us. Us. Now, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. One more thing. I was a little disappointed this morning. I'll be honest with you. And the reason why, because there wasn't enough energy. And I know what happens after lunch for some of us. So I want you guys to just stand up for a second. Again, you see what I'm talking about? Corey, I need some moving around music, something that's going to get everybody's blood. I just want you guys to do your little shimmy, do whatever you need to do. Hit it, DJ. All right, give it up, get up, shake up, get up, get yourself, get your energy up. There you go, get the energy up. Black people show the white people how to dance. Go ahead, y'all. Come on, get up. You ain't gonna get up for anything, are you? That's all right, that's all right. There you go. And some of y'all don't. He cleared my throat. There you go. Energy up. There you go. I want to hear noise when Valerie comes up. I want to hear entertainment. I want you guys to ask questions. I want you guys to be energetic. I want you guys to act like Valerie is giving away free money. That's right. I want to hear the noise. How many of you guys are Ravens fans? Let's go Ravens! Let's go, Lamar Jackson. There we go. However, do not skip this workshop tomorrow for Lamar Jackson. I'm telling you that right now. What's that, DJ? What? What? One more. He said he need more energy. You're going to give people a heart attack. That's what you're going to give them. Fire. Go ahead. You got me down. There you go. If you don't know the words, pretend. Yeah. Bang. Here comes the chorus. For what? Before I let go. Woo! That's it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. We ready? Now. Good Lord Almighty. Good damn. I'm getting old. Damn. It's going to be the old scientist, not the mad scientist. Okay. I'm not going to, well, I am going to ask you to. We got one more half to go, guys, and then we got another whole day tomorrow. Is Valerie out there ready to? All right, guys, let's give Valerie one big hand. We're going to come back in the room. Valerie Scott, the short sale queen.
I danced this morning. I can't dance this afternoon. Okay, getting old. Okay, let me just sit this down. I'll be ready for you. Okay, 1 second. Okay, how was lunch? It was good? Okay, you energized and ready for more? All right. All right, somebody help me out here. We're going to jump right back into it because I have a lot to cover. Okay? People ready for more, Jules? Ready for some more? Come on with it, right? Okay? Okay. Real quick, 5 components required for distressed property investing. Okay? 5 things you need to have in order for you to invest with stressed properties. Okay, first one, business entity. We talked about the LLCs this morning, right? So this isn't new to anybody. LLC, okay, we want an assignable / some people call it assignable, some people call it a flippable, some people call it a throwaway LLC, okay? But you do need an LLC. Now, when you go to register for your LLC, Don't go down to the state and taxation department and say, I need a flippable LLC. Oh, I need a throwaway LLC. Okay? These are terms that we use in the industry for you so that you know that this LLC is not going to be a permanent LLC, okay? So you would not want to get one that you plan on keeping. So in Maryland, this is where you go to register. How many people have received the PowerPoint for this? Wait, did you receive it this morning? Okay, I'm going to ask again. How many people received it this morning? Okay, all right. Then, did you receive this evening's one? No, it'll be to you in a few minutes, okay? All of this is in there. So if you, all these sites and stuff, this is where you go for Maryland. Those of you who are in Maryland, you can register it online. Go online, you can register. It's a little bit less than $200, and you'll get it, I think, within 24 hours. But remember what I said. I would wait until you get a deal. Okay? Now, some of you come from other states. And if you are in a state where it's very expensive to get an LLC, you may want to look into Delaware, Nevada, or Wyoming. This is a good article for you to read, and because it is going to talk about the pros and cons and benefits for each of these states. Because as I said, some states, I think like in California, it's $1,000 to get an LLC. And so in California, and even in parts of Florida, they use land trusts when doing these deals. So if you're in a state that it's going to cost you, it's very expensive, you may want to check out this article. Okay, any questions on LLCs? Yes. Yes. Right there, we want to see you.
Valerie, say if I want to do a property in Maryland, do I need to register an LLC in Maryland, or can I use a Delaware LLC?
That is a good question. His question was if he wants to, he's from Delaware and he wants to do properties in Maryland. Does he need to register a Maryland LLC? If you have a out-of-state LLC, you are going to be taxed when you close on properties. You will be considered a foreign entity. If your Delaware LLC is going to be considered a foreign entity, and when you close on properties, you will be taxed. So if you're going to do Maryland, I would really recommend that you, because it's not that costly to get a. You don't have to live in Maryland.
You don't have to be a resident?
I don't think you have. I'm not sure, but I don't think so. Oh, resident agent. You have to have a Maryland resident agent. And there are companies that you can use that will be your Maryland resident agent. Just Google them, or rather, if you can't find any, one is called CT Corporation. They'll be a resident agent for out-of-state entities. And there are others out there, too. You can just Google them. Okay, any other questions on LLC before I move on? Okay. All right, the second thing you need is a real estate agent or agents. In order to do distressed properties or to do some distressed properties, short sales, your bank-owned properties, you are going to need experienced real estate agents. So that is, okay, in terms of doing those type of properties, that's the second thing you will need. Third thing, investor-friendly title company. We talked about title companies this morning. We want them to be able to do what? Contract assignments. Most of them do. Okay? Double closing or double escrow. But when you're asking if they do double closing or double escrow, what is the question you want to know? Can the end buyer's money fund both deals? Everybody got that? Can the end buyer's money fund both deals. Yes, ma'am. No, that's the full amount. If the end buyer is paying $250 and the first closing is $150, you want to use that $250 end buyer's $250 to cover that first closing. Okay, so you want to find out if the title company does that. If the title company says no, what is your alternative? I can't hear you. Okay, you can go somewhere else or transactional funding. Y'all are getting it. I'm glad. See? Okay. All right. LLC assignments. Now, a lot of title companies do LLC assignments, but the question is, do you do them with short sales and bank-owned properties? Okay? Some title companies are going to take that verbiage that says, and I'm going to show you that verbiage a little bit later, where it says you cannot transfer transfer this property for 90 days. They take that to mean that you cannot do this. They just globally, they take it to the extreme and they will not do it. Okay? So it's all in how the title company interprets that clause, that deed restriction, if it says you cannot resell that property for 90 days or 120 days. Everybody understand? It doesn't mean they're wrong. You do not argue with title companies. Each title company has their own policy, okay? But there are many title companies out here who do it, okay? Questions? Okay. See, this is all stuff we talked about this morning, right? These are things that you do need if you're going to be investing in distressed properties. Okay, I put virtual assistant. I said optional. I don't want you to think that you have to have a virtual assistant to start. Once you, because there are several of our students who have started out doing deals and they did not have virtual assistants. And they made very good money, but as your business grows, you'd like to get a virtual assistant because a virtual assistant will help grow your business. They will help with the marketing because marketing is key and other things that you may need them to do. So some virtual assistant companies, onlinejobs.ph, Fiverr. How many people heard of Fiverr? Okay. And Upwork. 3 of the most popular ones. Yes, sir. Okay. Okay. Number 5. We just talked about it. Working knowledge of closing strategies. Contract assignment, double closings, and LLC assignments. I'm telling you, this is going to come up all the time when you're doing deals. And guess who has to determine which one of these you're going to use? You do. You do. You don't let your buyer dictate what you do. You determine what you do. Any questions on that? All right. We're doing good. That's the 5 things you need to get started. Very easy. Not easy, but we covered them this morning. So, okay, let's talk about, I always like to give you examples. This was a short sale property in Baltimore County. Deshaun, that's you, okay? A former student. Deshaun, stand up, Deshaun, so people can see who you are. And Stephanie, don't go anywhere. Deshaun. Deshaun is actually a real estate agent. He's a former student. And so he actually is an investor and a realtor. So on this particular property, was this one of your first? This was his first, and Stephanie was actually the agent. So he wasn't the agent on it. He was actually the buyer. Okay, so let's look at our numbers. Student buyer contract, that's Deshaun. Contract price with the homeowner was $93,000. This was in Owens Mills, Maryland. Okay? He did a LLC assignment contract with the buyer for $23,000. Deshaun, how much money did you put into this?
0.
Everybody hear him? Did anybody hear what Deshaun said? And how much did he make? $23,000. Okay. The rehab, so if you add the two together, because the rehab buyer's total purchase price is $116. So do you understand how those numbers? Everybody got that? Okay. All right. And the seller on this particular one got a $3,000 relocation fee. The rehabber, who paid $116 for the total deal, they resold the property for $30,000. They fixed it up. Okay, Deshaun wholesaled it to them. They fixed it up because this house really didn't need a lot of work. It probably didn't take her more than, a couple of months, Deshaun, to do this? The buyer on this. Do you remember?
2 months.
2 months. I think she did it in. I know who the buyer is. It took her about 2 months. So, and then she turned it, was able to sell it, and she made $30,000. So you see how you always want to leave money on the table for your buyer. Okay. Okay. Is that a good rehab? Is in here? Is this good? Okay. Wait. Okay. So people, watch the time for me. Okay. What time? Okay, 1, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. We'll take a break. So an hour. Okay. So I was supposed to go after that to lunch. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, so we're gonna talk about how to make money with distressed properties. A distressed property is, by definition, a property that is under foreclosure or is being sold by a lender. If you look up what a distressed property is, that's what it says it is. Okay, so let's look at this chart here. You have in the green pre-foreclosure. When it's a pre-foreclosure, the homeowner still owns that property. Okay? This needs to be made clear because anytime somebody hears the word foreclosure, people typically think the bank owns it. So pre-foreclosure means that homeowner still owns that property. They're behind on their mortgage. They're probably getting collection calls from the bank, but regardless, they still own it. Now, when it's in pre-foreclosure and it's getting over to that yellow part, if that homeowner doesn't do something to cure their default, it goes to foreclosure, meaning it goes to the auction. So when a homeowner's in pre-foreclosure, they do have options. They can do a loan modification. They can do a restatement plan. They can do a short sale. So there are things they can do. So if they do nothing, then what's going to happen is the bank is going to take it to foreclosure. Then where it's in that yellowish part, it goes to the auction. It's put up for anybody can bid on it at the auction. How many people here buy properties at the auction? Anybody? Okay. A couple of people. Okay. If nobody gets it at the public auction, then it goes back to the bank. The bank will take the property back because the bank is the one that has the loan on the property, and it becomes what's known as bank-owned or a REO. Okay? When it becomes an REO, bank owns it. They typically will put it with, that's your HUD houses, your VA foreclosures, okay, and Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. Those are properties that were taken back by the bank, okay? They're bank owned. Mm-hmm. Okay, while they're in pre-foreclosure, they can do a loan modification, meaning that the bank will restructure their loan, maybe take the interest rate down. Instead of, let's say if they had a 30-year loan, spread the payments over 40 years. Okay, they can reinstate the loan. It just depends on how far behind they are. They can do a short sale. So those are the main three ones that they can do. Malik?
What happens if they do a deed in lieu?
Okay, and a deed in lieu. You don't want them to do a deed in lieu, but okay. The bank, in pre-foreclosure, while the homeowner still owns that property, they can do, as Malik just said, what is known as a deed in lieu of foreclosure. That means they can give the property back to the bank. Deed in lieu means they can give it back to the bank. Now, there's some restrictions on doing a deed in lieu. In order to do a deed in lieu of foreclosure, meaning give the property back to the bank, that mortgage company or that lender has to be there. There can't be a second mortgage company on it. For example, there can't be a Bank of America first mortgage and a Wells Fargo second, because that way they can't get clear a title. They can't get clear title. So they have to really be the only mortgage company. Now, there can be a first and a second with the same company, but not two different mortgage companies. Okay? Yes, sir.
Question about that deed in lieu. Is the homeowner still, because of the interest that is accrued on that loan, when they give that back, is the homeowner still responsible for the payment of tax and interest on that?
When they give it back, a lot of times the bank is going to waive it, just like they would do in a short sale. Okay? Versus it going to foreclosure is another different story. They can do a deficiency judgment and come after that homeowner for the difference. Okay?
They also have to be the primary residence
To do a short sale?
to do a deed in lieu.
To do a deed in lieu.
And the restrictions within the bank as far as do they owe money or not has to be negotiated with the bank from the very beginning. So make sure that they do that.
Okay. Well, we don't typically want the homeowners to do a deed in lieu. I haven't. Stephanie, have you seen any? No.
Two-part question. I see right off the bat you're saying you shouldn't want to do a deed in lieu. Could you go into that just
No,
a bit?
I'm saying we don't encourage, first of all, we're in Maryland.
Yes.
Okay. And Maryland has foreclosure laws, which I'm going to go over real quick in a few minutes. We in Maryland can't encourage or discourage a homeowner either way as to what they should do. Everybody hear me here in Maryland? Okay. I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. So, but I'm just saying, if the homeowner gives it back to the bank and you're an investor, you don't get a shot at that house, at purchasing that house. Because when I say give it back to the bank, think of a car being repossessed. It's the same thing,
Right.
Except it's the house going back to the bank.
Okay.
So when I say we don't want them necessarily to do a deed in lieu, we can't do anything to help them if they do a deed in lieu.
Okay.
They may get cash for keys.
Right.
The bank will give them cash for keys if they do a deed in lieu. But like the gentleman just said here, I haven't seen any in a while. It doesn't come up that often.
I got you. And the second part of that question is, okay, in that pre-foreclosure period, you've missed your payments, you got your notice of default, and you've even gotten a letter saying that you're going up for sale 3 weeks.
Okay? Then you need to call us. Or Deshaun. Deshaun is an expert at stopping sales.
So that's what I'm getting at. How close to the
sale.
funeral? Yeah.
Okay. Deshaun, how close to the sale, in your opinion, can you stop a sale?
The longer the better, but we've stopped them 15 minutes before.
What did he say? Stand up so everybody can hear it.
The more time, the better, but we have stopped sales 15 minutes before auction date.
Okay? See? All right. No, it's a process. It's a process that he knows how to do, that we know how to do. Okay. You could file bankruptcy, but there are other things you can do other than stopping bankruptcy. Okay. Too deep? No, you're not. Too deep. It's too deep for this class right now. I don't want to get off track on that. Okay, because you're not going to be the one necessarily stopping the sales. Yes, ma'am.
So the property that the bank takes in these deed in lieu, what is this inventory called, and how do they assign the value to that property?
It becomes an REO, and we're going to do REOs tomorrow. But just to answer your question, they're going to send a agent out to evaluate that property. Okay. All right, foreclosure laws. Every step, I got to move forward because I got a lot to cover, and I will get to y'all's questions. Just kind of jot them down. Okay, foreclosure laws. It's imperative. It's important that you comply with all state and local foreclosure laws. These laws are here to protect the seller. That's what this is about. Those laws are about the seller, not about you. Okay? So, they say knowledge is power, but some people abuse that knowledge and that power and take advantage of homeowners, and you don't want to do that. And so that's why these laws are set in place. I'm going to talk just quickly about Maryland's foreclosure law, just because we're in Maryland. Okay, how many people have heard of PIFA, Protection of Homeowners and Foreclosure Act? Okay, how many, when PIFA came out, dropped out of the market? I mean, when PIFA initially came out, a lot of investors were very scared of this law, and they stopped investing. You can't do this, you can't do that in Maryland, as opposed to really finding out how the law works and to work within the law. We don't try to work around the law. We work within the guidelines of the law. So what I'm going to give you just, you can go online and get a copy of PIFA, but I'm going to give you just a few of the points that it talks about. All right, PIFA applies to owner-occupied properties. Okay. What does that mean? Does it apply to vacant houses? No. It applies to owner-occupied properties. Also, not more than 4 single-family dwellings, meaning it could be a row house, duplex, 4 units. 4 units. How about if it's 5 units? No. 5 units is commercial, someone said. That's correct. Okay? It can be a condo. It applies to, PIFA will apply. If it's owner-occupied, or if it's a divorced couple, if their spouse occupies it. Mortgage payments have to be at least 60 days in default, meaning that homeowner has to be behind on their payments at least 60 days. The bank considers a homeowner in default when you're 90 days, because if a homeowner is 90 days behind on their mortgage, it now shifts it to collections, another department. And the homeowner, after it's 90 days, can't just send, I'll just send in one payment. You cannot do that. Okay? If it's over 90 days, the homeowner has to contact that bank to make some type of payment arrangement. But this law says 60 days. So when you're talking to a homeowner, one of the things you want to ask, are you current? I like to say things in a positive way. Are you current on your mortgage? Versus, are you behind on your mortgage? It's the same question. It's just stated different, right? Okay, yes, sir.
Now, is it true that you cannot contact a foreclosure owner in the state of Maryland?
Okay, good question. He says, is it true that you cannot contact a foreclosure owner in the state of Maryland? You cannot target them. You can't, you know what I mean? You can't, just focus and just target them. So if you're going to market to pre-foreclosures, you need to be marketing to other types of properties too. Okay? And you can't knock on the door, okay, and call them and all of that if you know that they're in pre-foreclosure. Now, you may call a homeowner when you do your marketing, but you may not know that they were in pre-foreclosure. For example, suppose you were calling somebody that you got their name off the code violation list, or they were in probate or something like that, and you find out on that conversation that they're in pre-foreclosure. Well, that needs to be your first and last conversation with that person. What you need to do is you need to get an agent involved, because you really need a buffer between you and that homeowner. It does not mean that you cannot buy that property. What it means is you just need to let them know that, according to the law, that, there needs to be an agent, involved with this. And that's the way you're going to be able to buy it, by having that agent in between. And you should really not be contacting that homeowner again. Everybody got that? Okay. Yes, sir.
If they are 60 days behind?
Well, 60 or more days.
If they're 30 days behind, we still can contact them?
You can still contact them if they're 30 days behind, yes.
Okay, all right.
Okay. The last one, a purchaser, and this is a biggie. A purchaser cannot represent directly or indirectly that they are acting on behalf of the homeowner to save their house from foreclosure. Years ago, you would see all this advertising. We can stop your foreclosure. How many remember those? All types of ads. How many you see now? Okay? You don't see that. That's because of PIFA. Okay? When you're speaking with a homeowner, you don't promise a homeowner anything. Even though, as confident as we are, we don't, Franklin, give promise the homeowner anything. Okay? As confident as we are and we know what we can do, we don't do it. I'm going to tell you something. A person who is losing their house is going to hang on to every word that you say. I'm telling you. You might not remember saying it, but they're going to remember every word that you said. So every promise that you make them is going to come back to haunt you if you can't perform. So you don't promise them anything. Okay? You get that agent involved, and you let that agent deal with that homeowner. Are we clear? You can still buy the house. You can still put your offer in through the agent. And it works, I'm telling you, because this is what we do all the time and our students do all the time. And it works very well. But I know a lot of times when maybe sometimes new people want deals, they make promises and they're not able to keep those promises. Just don't do it. You are there to do what? Buy the house. That's it. Okay? This is what I'm going to offer for the house, and that offer goes through the agent. Yes, ma'am.
Doesn't the agent have to have a specialized license or whatever to?
No. The agent does not have to have a specialized license. It used to be, there was a company that did a certification for agents, But no, they don't have to have a specialized license, but I wouldn't work with an agent who doesn't understand short sales, okay? They need that experience. Yes, ma'am.
Hands off of it and not really wanting to be too involved when
You
they're
can, yes,
pre-foreclosing?
you can suggest to them a couple of agents, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I want to keep moving. Okay. Another thing, okay, loan modifications. People used to charge a lot of money for loan modifications to homeowners who were in pre-foreclosures. And I'm talking about money up front. They would charge them $2,500, $5,000, $7,000, $10,000, and they didn't come through. They didn't perform. They many times they weren't able to get that homeowner get that loan modification done. So the law says you cannot offer, you cannot take any up fee money from a homeowner for short sales or loan modifications if you're doing a loan modification for a homeowner. Okay? In 2009, they issued something stating that in order to do short sales and loan modifications, you had to have a license in the state of Maryland. Okay? But they said you had to have it. As soon as they said it, several years later in 2013, they took that away, revised it, and said you do not have to have a license in order to do short sales and loan modifications, okay? I'm only telling you this because people who don't know that, you may hear people say, oh, you need a license to do short sales. Well, you tell them in 2013, they revised it, okay? Now, we don't want to leave the agents out in terms of PIFA. We don't want to leave y'all out. Agents, raise your hand. Agents, okay, agents. Okay, I'm not sure if you're aware of it. Well, the Maryland Real Estate Commission has its own guidelines as to how you should be handling short sales. How many of y'all are aware of that? Okay, so if you're not aware of it, you want to go to this site and look at it. It lays it out very well for you. It actually says do and don't. It's what it says for you. You can't give any tax advice, okay, about that 1099 that they're going to get for the short sale. You are not negotiating short sales. You are facilitating short sales. Go and read it. It's very interesting, okay? So, we didn't want to leave you out. They didn't want to leave you out in terms of the PIFA law. So that's where you find out as an agent what you can and you can't do. Okay? I just want to make everybody aware of these things that are out here because it's so important when you're out here dealing with people in pre-foreclosure. Okay. So let's really dive into it now. Pre-foreclosures, we know that person is the bank's definition of a pre-foreclosure when a homeowner is 90 days behind on their mortgage. PIFAs, if you're in Maryland, it's if you're 60 days. And what I want you to understand is a pre-foreclosure may have equity or it may not have equity. Right? Okay? You may think, because all pre-foreclosures are not going to be short sales. Pre-foreclosure just means they're not paying the mortgage. For whatever reason, they're not paying the mortgage. But it still can have equity. So if that house has equity, guess what you can do? You can wholesale it right away. Or you can buy it right away and do whichever one of those exit strategies that you want to do. Okay, so let's go into how to find pre-foreclosures. What are some ways to find it? You want to look for motivated homeowners with problems versus only looking for the houses. Now, what do I mean about that? Think of problems that will cause a person to fall behind on their mortgage or become a stressed or distressed homeowner, and think about what list that person or that house may be on. Okay, and I'm going to explain to you what I mean. Okay. What makes a homeowner motivated? Let's talk about financial reasons, pre-foreclosures, mismanaged rentals. How about bankruptcy? Bankruptcy is a biggie. First of all, one of the things that a homeowner will do to stop their foreclosure from their house from going to foreclosure is to file bankruptcy. So, bankruptcy is a biggie because homeowners who are right at that foreclosure at the auction, right before their house is going to auction, what was a homeowner do? They're going to file bankruptcy. When they file bankruptcy, that stops everything. All bills collection. It's going to stop their house from going to foreclosure. And a lot of times, the homeowner will file a Chapter 13. Guess what? That's just a Band-Aid. What is a Chapter 13? That is a repayment plan. So that doesn't mean you don't have to pay your mortgage. You still got to pay that mortgage. And guess what else you got on top of that mortgage now? A trustee payment. So if you couldn't afford your mortgage then, now you got your mortgage plus a trustee payment on top of it. So it's really just a Band-Aid. So bankruptcy is a great place. Where can you find bankruptcy? Somebody tell me. Okay, you could go to the courthouse. Where else? Online where? Pacer.com. PropStream, Pacer.com. I would use Pacer. It's Pacer, yeah, Pacer, Pacer.com. .gov. Okay. I don't see a kill in here, so. But on Pacer, it'll come up if you Google it, okay? And you're going to look for the bankruptcies that have been dismissed. Okay? I don't do a lot of, you can't go to the courthouse. I don't do a lot of running around to the courthouse. I try to do as much online as possible. Okay, another thing that makes a person motivated: lost job, failed business. How about failed rehabber? How many people know rehabbers who have bought properties, ran out of money, and couldn't finish the project? Okay, raise hands. Y'all need to turn around and look. That's a source of properties. That is a good source of properties. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Why is that a good source of property? First of all, they need to get rid of that property. A lot of times there's a loan on it. It could be a hard money lender loan. Okay, the hard money lender doesn't want that property back. So you contact hard money lenders and see if they have any properties that they have taken back or about to take back. So that's another source of properties. Okay? All right, let's see. Divorce. How about divorce? That's a biggie. I'm telling you, that is a biggie. Okay? Challenging to work with, because divorced people don't want to be in the same room. And sometimes they're trying to hurt each other. Well, I'm just going to let it go to foreclosure to try to hurt that, try to hurt the spouse. Okay? Well, okay. But that's a source of properties. Okay. People have outgrown properties, job transferring, failing health, death of a family member. That's a biggie. What happens in probate, where property is left to somebody, or an inherited property is, somebody inherits a property they don't want. They need to sell it. Do you know there's lists where you can go get inherited properties and market to those people? I hope y'all writing this down, okay? Inherited properties, there's lists. You can get lists of properties that a person has inherited, okay, and market to. I'm going to show y'all how to market to those people. Okay, let's see. Vacant properties. Okay, that's a biggie too. Okay, so where to find distressed properties? Zillow. You can go on Zillow. If you can put Zillow even has a pre-foreclosure tab, and all the pre-foreclosures in a particular area will come up. Foreclosure auction websites. That's another good one. Okay? Who in here uses the foreclosure auction website? Okay. Franklin, are you here? Oh, I can see you. How many properties have you gotten of properties that were going to foreclosure and then you contact a homeowner and was able to get those properties? We can't hear you. Stand up, please. Everybody, this is Franklin.
About 7.
Everybody hear what he said? 7. Okay. So understand what I'm saying. And this stuff is online. This is online. All you have to do is go to the different, like Alex Cooper. If you're in Maryland, Alex Cooper. What are some other foreclosure auction sites? I can't hear. AJ Billings. Okay. Properties that are going to the auction. Okay, Franklin has 7. That's one of his main ways. Okay, tomorrow you'll meet Maya. She does probate. That's her main ways, okay, of finding properties. Okay, driving for dollars. Very simple, very easy. Some people do that. Driving for dollars is good. I like that because you just get in your car and you drive. Or when you're driving different places, just be aware of houses that are around you that look that look distressed. Yes, ma'am. Not if they're in pre-foreclosure. I'm going to give you some site where you can determine what's going on with that house. Okay. All right. Probate, code violations. Let me try to get through this, and I'm gonna come back. Code violations, delinquent HOA dues. Where are my New Jersey people? Okay. I'm telling you, y'all have a lot of that. Delinquent HOA dues. Where are you aware that HOAs, homeowner associations, file foreclosures for the delinquent HOA dues? Okay, at the court, same thing on lists and at a courthouse. We had one a couple of weeks ago. A student had one where this was in Pikesville, Maryland. Free and clear, no mortgage on the property, but they had a $13,000 HOA bill, outstanding bill, and the HOA filed foreclosure. Okay? HOAs in the United States are very powerful. They are very powerful. So they filed, and this particular homeowner filed bankruptcy to stop her sale. But again, like I said, it's just a Band-Aid. She will end up selling it. All right. Expired listings. Real estate agent. Expired listings are good. Let's talk about what an expired listing is. Expired listing is a property that was listed with a real estate agent, but it did not sell. It could be a number of reasons why that house did not sell. Maybe it wasn't priced right. It could be various reasons. But the point is, it didn't sell. And just because it didn't sell, that doesn't mean the homeowner doesn't want to sell it anymore. Okay? So what you do is you look for those expired listings, those houses that need work. Okay? Why are you looking for houses that need work? Because who are your buyers? Rehabbers and landlords. And what does rehabbers want? Houses that need work, right? That they can fix up. All right, so we see how that works? All right. Okay. Paid methods. Okay. Those are free, all at the top, those are free ways of finding, and that's just the tip of the iceberg, but those are free ways of finding houses. All right, paid ways. PropStream. For us in our office, the number one ways we're using to find houses is one of the number ones, because we do a combination. It's PropStream, and we use RealityTrack. Okay, PropStream.com. How many people have heard of PropStream? Okay, great. All right. How many? Okay, let me rephrase it. How many people heard of it and are using it? Okay, because a lot of people have these systems and they don't use them. Okay, but PropStream is really good. If you don't have it, I suggest they have a free trial, and we've been doing so well with it. We recommend it to a lot of people, so we are an affiliate. So I will give you that site you can go to, and you can get a free trial on it. But PropStream is really good. It has the bankruptcies. Kill, what else it have? Kill's our marketing person. Pre-foreclosures. Gary. PropStream. Bankruptcies, pre-foreclosures.
Bankruptcies, pre-foreclosures, divorce, free and clear, high equity, vacants,
It's on the next slide.
liens. I know, right?
Okay. Look at all those things that it has. Okay. And so when we say it has these, it has properties with these issues.
And one good thing that it has the MLS listings. So a lot of times people have problems pulling comps. These has actual sold and active MLS listings, so you can do accurate comps with this.
I know. Remember somebody asked earlier how you get comps, where you find comparable properties? Really, before this, the best place was the MLS. I mean, we used to use other systems, but you had to use really more than one in terms of, as a combination. But now this pulls MLS comps, so you don't have to be an agent. Really, agents are the ones that have the MLS, so you don't have to be an agent to get those comps. You can use PropStream, because PropStream is pulling from the MLS. Yes?
And let them know that it's nationwide.
Yes, it's nationwide. Okay? And it works well because we have nationwide students, and so when we work on their properties, we have to be able to pull comps. And that's what Akil is using to pull comp is PropStream. Yes, sir.
You use HomeSnap also, which is a division of MLS.
Okay, he's saying you can use HomeSnap. Okay. Okay, this is just more on PropStream. You will have that in the PowerPoint. Okay, so let's talk about driving for dollars. I'm going to highlight some of those ways. Okay. Driving for dollars. I like driving for dollars because some areas have, it's just obvious that they have distressed properties. And one of the things you want to look at when you're driving for dollars is grass and weeds overtaking, the yard, overgrown shrubbery, maybe windows and doors maybe broken. You might see hanging gutters. Mailbox full of mail, okay? Legal notices you may see on the door. How many have seen these legal notices on the door? Okay, those are properties you should be looking at. Okay, one of the good apps out there is Deal Machine. It's similar to what you're saying to HomeSnap, but it does a little bit more. Okay, with Deal Machine, if you see a property that, let's say you saw a property when you were driving for dollars and you're interested in that property. But what you want to do is take a picture of it. And right then and there, it'll give you the homeowner's the name of that homeowner and their address. Okay? Isn't that great? Okay? Isn't that good? Okay?
That's when you're driving for dollars. You gotta hurry up, pull over, try to get that address, and you fumble trying to run in between traffic. That's what I do all the time.
Okay, and you don't even have to get out your car to do it. Just lean over, snap that picture, and it will give you that homeowner's contact information. They also have another service where they will actually send a postcard or some type of correspondence to that homeowner with a picture of the house, letting them know that you're interested in buying the house. Isn't that great? Okay. No, we're not an affiliate. Okay, I'm just telling you the things that are working out here, the tools. Okay. Yes, sir.
The post office things, and they got long weeds and everything else, but they all seem to be in real bad neighborhoods, and they still all look like that. Are those areas still profitable?
I'm not. They are profitable, but they're in good areas too. I mean, really, they are. I mean, the first one I showed y'all earlier, that was in Owens Mills. You're gonna find those in all types of areas. It's not just concentrated in one area. We have them in Columbia too. So. Okay. So that's something that you certainly can use that will assist you in terms of, because you got to find that homeowner's contact information. All you have is the house, right? Okay, especially if the house is vacant, you got to be able to find that homeowner's contact information to contact the homeowner. All right, so how many people are familiar with the vacant house list in Baltimore? You know what? I'm going to say it again. How many of y'all familiar with the money on the vacant house list in Baltimore City? Okay. This list has over 16,000 vacant houses. How often is it updated? I think it's updated, twice a month? Every 2 weeks. It's updated every 2 weeks. Over 16,000 houses. You think you can get one house? Okay. Just one. 2, okay? New Jersey, you know y'all have vacant house lists, okay, but you got to go to the different, and to get them, okay? This is right online, by the way. You get this list right online. And, okay, D.C., where my D.C. investors? Y'all got a vacant house list. Who's using it? Okay? Use your vacant. There's some gems in there, okay? Now, in other areas, in terms of vacant house lists, when you're looking to see if you have a vacant house list, they may not call it that. They may call it condemned houses or blighted houses or abandoned houses okay? So you may have to also call the county or city that you live in and find out if they have it. But it's really worth looking into. All right, code violation list. Montgomery County, PG, Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and Richmond. Okay. Akil, Baltimore City on Bid Baltimore, is that the one that it says yes if it's vacant, no if it's?
Yes, that's the tax sale, but it will let you know if the house is vacant or not.
Okay.
And you can also download a spreadsheet and sort it the way you want to.
Okay. Well, I'm going to come up to that one. I'm sorry. This is the code violation. Why are we looking at code violation? Motivation. Okay. It could be, the code violation may be that the gutter is hanging off, trash in the background, broken windows. It could be for a number of things. if a person is not taking care of that house, that's an indication that there's probably some type of financial problem there. Now, delinquent property taxes. Baltimore City, Baltimore County, Washington County, and Arundel County. Okay, all of these are online. Again, if you're not paying, someone's not paying their property taxes, that is an indication that something is going on there. Now, let's talk about, example, the Baltimore City tax sale. That was in May, right? In May. They have 6 months, that homeowner has 6 months to redeem those taxes, meaning to pay the taxes plus the attorney fees and whatever fees the city has now tacked on it. If they do not, okay, come in the beginning of the year, what's going to happen? They're going to foreclose. They're going to foreclose on it. Okay? So those of you in Baltimore City, we know that that sale was in May, 6 months. Okay, beginning of the year, you're going to have a lot of motivated homeowners because they're probably getting those notices now that the foreclosure may be coming up. Okay? So again, motivation. Homeowners' contact information. Now you know some lists and some places where you can go get properties, but you got to get the homeowner's contact information. If you don't have a mailing address or you don't have a phone number or an email, how are you going to contact that homeowner? Those are the ways that you're going to contact the homeowner. Okay, so let's talk about how to find how to find the homeowner's contact information. The first place we would start is if you're not using an app like Deal Machine, you can go to the State Taxation and Assessment in Maryland, go to this site, put the address in, and that's going to give you the homeowner's name. Okay? The address may or may not be correct. You say what now? It's not free anymore? No, the app. The app. No, did I say
if you do it on your
free
phone,
using
it's
the
free.
phone is free. Gary, are you still using Ben Verified on the app for free?
Yes, I use Ben Verify on the app that I downloaded on my phone. You can also download it onto your tablet, iPad.
No,
tablet.
but is it free?
Yes, it's free.
On
If
the
you
tablet or the phone?
Yes, if you download the app. Now, if you go online and you try to do it through like a PC or MacBook or anything like that, you are going to have to pay. But it's definitely free if you download the app.
He's always used it.
It's my best
that
friend,
way.
pretty much.
Okay, we have it on our PCs. So, okay, but let me, okay, so you start there. You got the homeowner's name and address. Address may not be the correct, but you got the person's name. So you can use That's Them. For a long time, we used That's Them and Ben Verified, okay, in terms of finding homeowners' contact information. We still use Ben Verified a lot in our office, okay? And as Gary was saying, if you're using benverified.com on your phone or on a tablet, it will be free. Okay? If you're having problems getting on, see Gary during the break. He'll help you get it on. Hello? If you're having problems, if you want to try it on your phone or your tablet, see Gary during the break, and he can get you hooked up with that. Okay. If you are a person like me who still uses AOL and every time somebody hears that you're on AOL, they like, why are you still on that? You still got AOL, okay? Okay. That kind of tells your age, okay? Then you're gonna do it on your computer. And then I think it's like $49 a month for Q? Okay, $49 a month. All right? Now, if you don't want to look up the homeowner's information yourself, you can use Need to Skip. Okay? They will do it. I mean, Need to Skip is really good. They can do it for 35 cents for 100 to 99 records.
35 cents per record.
Right. per record. You got to have a minimum of 100 though. Okay, you got to have a minimum of 100 properties that you're looking up. Or you can use DataZap. That's one of Charles's favorite, and they will do it for 3 to 5 cents. But what is their minimum order? Their minimum order is $125. Yes, sir. REI Skip. Okay. You know what? We've tried a lot of different ones. Okay, we're always trying different ones, and it goes by how good those numbers are you're getting. So some of the other ones, we haven't found the numbers to be real reliable. So those are the two that we're using right now. Okay, none of them are going to be 100%. I'm going to tell you, but you can get them to be about 65 to 70%. Okay. All right. Here's for Delaware. This is for you, Waddell, because I knew you were going to be here. See? Don't say I didn't never give you anything. Okay. Delaware, Florida. Okay. Those are your taxation and assessments where you can go and find homeowners information. Anybody from Massachusetts, New Jersey, North Dakota, Washington, D.C. Those are the different taxation. Oh. It's a spot?
No, I'm saying it's something.
Oh, you okay?
Somebody else had tripped
over. Oh, they did? You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. It's back in there. I'm trying to duck underneath you, so I went interfere.
Don't try okay. All of this is in there. Don't try to write it down. It's in there. Okay. So this is just giving you some other sites that you can use that you can go to find homeowners' contact information. What you're looking for is their current address and their telephone number, right? That's what you want. There's People Smart. There's Spokio. When we first started a long time ago, we used to use Spokio, People's Finders, U.S. Search, and TELUS. So there's no shortage of these companies, okay? All right. So once you have these phone numbers and address, what can you do with them? You got to contact them. Okay, so here are some ways that you can contact the homeowners. You can do direct mail, yellow letters, calling, texting. Okay. How many people using Mojo Dialer in here? Okay. Only see a few hands. What Mojo Dialer is, it'll call a bunch of numbers for you at a time. Okay. So you don't have to just keep dialing a person's number. And the one that answers, then that's the one you talk to. Okay. You could have a website for sellers and buyers and social media. We do contact people on Facebook, okay? Because a lot of people, homeowners, of course, are on social media. You want to send them a private message. What kind of message? Why do we want to send a private message? Yeah, we don't want to put their business out there, okay, to the world. So we want to send a private message. Okay. Also, texting is good. How many of you are texting? Start texting when you get this information. Texting is great to send homeowner messages, letting them know you are interested in buying their property. Okay? So you can use call, fire, or slide dial, or you can do voicemail blast, slide broadcast, and then call fire again. I'm telling you, try texting. People, what are people always doing? Looking down at their phone. Okay? I've been up here less than an hour. I bet some of y'all done looked at y'all phone how many times? 30, 40 times. So I'm telling you, people are always looking at their phone. Yes. Stand up in the back. Do you use your personal phone or do you have like a business phone? Her question was, should you use your personal phone or do you have a business phone? We have a burner phone. Did you hear me? I don't know if she heard. Okay, yeah, I don't do my personal phone for anything. Okay, I don't use my personal phone. Y'all don't have my personal number. I would just imagine I would get calls all day long, all night. Yes, ma'am.
Gotten quite a few, contacts and whatever. But what I'm finding is a lot of DNC, do not calls on them. And I know there's some, I guess, ambiguity about whether, since we're buying property, whether that's really solicitation or not. But I don't know whether we can really call those people.
You should be running it through the do not call registry. Okay, I don't have it on here, but in my course we have it where you run those numbers through the do not call registry. Not if they're on the do not call registry. You should not call. But what you can do, mail. Okay, do another form or social media. But if you do happen to call somebody that's on that do not call registry, what you just do is politely just say, "I'm apologize. I didn't see you on there. I do apologize." Okay, and sometimes that person will say, it's so funny because Stephanie makes a lot of calls, and sometimes the person be so upset, but then they say, okay, well, now that, and she'll apologize, she'll be just as polite, and then they say, okay, well, let me tell you about my house. Okay, so if a person gets indignant with you, you don't be that way. You just, I'm so sorry. I do run this. I get this from a company, okay, but, I buy houses in your neighborhood, and I was just calling some people in the neighborhood to see if they're interested in selling the property, okay? You be nice, and then that changes that person's tone. Yes, ma'am. We do. I don't have it with me. I'll bring the website tomorrow. Gary, can you shoot me an email? I'll bring the do not call registry website, okay? And you can do a certain amount of area codes for free. Okay.
I was wondering, since this is the Christmas season, is it all right to still call people now, or do you prefer to wait till the end of it?
Well, I would call now.
I would call. I'm
not going to call on Christmas Day, or I'm not going to call on holidays, but, I'm going to mark it now.
I will call now, and then I'll call after the holidays, because you know why? They done spent all that money. So since they done spent all that money, they can't pay their mortgage. So why not give them a call too, before and after?
Okay. All right, sample yellow letter. I want to get through this within the next 10 minutes, okay? Sample yellow letter. Okay, how many people see yellow letters? Just I try to keep them as simple as possible. My name is Valerie Scott, and I want to buy your house at ABC. Please call me at. Very simple. Okay? For some reason, these yellow letters have the highest open rate. I don't know why. They've done studies on it. They do. Okay? They work better than the postcards, but yellow letter. Here's another one. You can be as creative as possible. You don't have to fix anything because I will buy your property as is. That is very important to a homeowner, that you are going to buy their property as is, right? Okay? They don't have to fix anything. They can just move. They can leave everything there, okay? Even if they leave things behind, you'll still buy the property. Some distressed properties, as we talked about earlier, will have equity and some will not. Okay, I want to go over this one real quick. Okay, this is a wholesale contract, not an LLC assignment, deal that was in Baltimore City. Okay, let's look at the numbers. I don't see the person here. Okay, Toy. This was Toy's first deal. never done a deal before. Okay? And how many calls did Toy say she made to kill? 4 or 5? Okay? 4 or 5 calls. She was using Ben Verified because that's how we taught it at that time. Okay? And on her 4th or 5th call, she got the homeowner. Homeowner lived out of state. Okay? And homeowner didn't even know her name was still on the house. It was an older lady. She said that this was her previous boyfriend years and years ago had put her name on the house. She didn't want nothing to do with him. By the way, he passed away, or his children. She didn't want anything for that house. She didn't want anything. So anyway, there were some taxes and stuff on the house. So what we did was the student did a contract with the homeowner for $10,000. Okay? So the contract with the homeowner was $10,000. Look at her wholesale profit. Okay? This was her first deal. Okay, a $30,000 wholesale assignment fee from the rehabber. Okay? So you add the two together, the rehabber paid $40,000 for the property. Okay. Now, I always feel it's nice to give that homeowner something, even though the homeowner did not want anything. I don't remember what amount she gave the homeowner, but she did give the homeowner some money. I think that she needed her car fixed or something like that, and so she did give her some money. But she made $30,000 on her first deal. Now, for you rehabbers, the person that brought this. Oh, by the way, this property was on the Baltimore City vacant house list. Okay? Not only was it on the Baltimore City vacant house list, that's where she got it from. It was on the code violation list because it had a fire. Okay? You can't tell the kitchen, but it had a kitchen fire. Okay? And it was on the probate list because the owner had passed away. All right? So that was on 3 of those lists that we discussed. Now, for the rehabber that brought it, this was the fix and flips numbers. Okay? After all was said and done, after they fixed it up, you can tell they put a new kitchen and everything in. They made $47,000. Okay, that's what the rehabber. Remember, I said you want to long as you leave in some meat on the bone for the rehabber, they're willing to pay that price. But let me tell you a cautionary story about this one. Okay, remember what I talked about relationships? And I know this buyer. The buyer, I've known the buyer for years and years. And when they saw that $30,000 assignment fee, they did make several remarks about that $30,000. We should have double closed that. If I had to go back, I'm saying, okay, I didn't think that she cared. You know what I'm saying? Okay, but she did. That rehab buyer did care. So I'm just saying, I gotta stick to the rules, okay? Word on the street, how much in Baltimore City? 10,000, okay? So, yeah, okay. Still got a little bit to cover. Okay. So we're gonna jump a little bit into short sales. What is a short sale? Very simply, it is a property that generates less than what is owed on that property. The sale of that property generates less than what is owed on that property. What does that mean? It means, let's say if somebody owes $350,000, but their house is only worth $125,000 now, then that's generating less than what the property is owed. Everybody understand that? Okay? That's a short sale. A property, when it is sold, the proceeds from that property is less than what is owed. Now, in order to do that, the bank and the seller have to agree. The bank cannot force the homeowner to do a short sale, and the homeowner cannot do a short sale without the bank's permission. So both have to agree, the bank and the homeowner. Okay, let me give you an example. I like to teach by example, so let me give you some numbers. Okay, this is a house in Anne Arundel County. This is what the house looked like inside. Okay, this is a Deshawn. You hear me talk about Deshawn? Deshawn was the agent, and he did the short sale on this property. Okay. Okay, so let's look at the numbers. Homeowner owed mortgage balance $315,000. Excuse me. Okay. The net amount to the bank after the short sale was $65,000. Now let's hear what I'm saying. Deshaun, am I getting it right? All right now. He gave me a thumbs up. Okay. Bank owed $315,000. Okay. After the short sale was done, the bank ended up getting a net amount. That means the amount in the bank's pocket was $65,000. The outstanding balance on this property that the homeowner owed was $250,000. Okay? The bank waived that amount. They did not take what is called a deficiency judgment. They waived that amount. Okay? When these short sales are done, in that short sale approval letter, the bank will put in, you want it in writing, that the bank is not going after that homeowner for the difference, for that $250,000. Okay. Wholesaler contract with the seller, the homeowner, was $75,000. Okay? $75,000. Look at that LLC assignment. LLC assignment with the rehab buyer was for $55,000. So the rehabber paid an LLC assignment fee to buy that LLC or to buy that company for $55,000. So the total amount that the buyer paid was $130,000. Everybody understand these numbers? Okay, what happened here when I'm talking about LLC assignment and what happened with the short sale? Okay, this is a typical short sale. Now, so the wholesaler profit was $55,000. But let's look at for the rehabbers that did a fix and flip of this. The rehabber that fixed that property and sold it to a retail buyer, and when he did that, I think he sold it within 5 days. He made $77,000. Okay, now let's think about this. Let's give Deshaun a hand. Deshaun, can you take a bow? Stand up and kind of take a bow for the people. Come on now. We can't see you. Only see the top of your. That's Deshaun, okay? All right. Now, let's think about this. Think if the rehabber had got this property and decided to, they're not wholesaling. Remember we talked about the different exit strategies, right? So the first one was fix it and then resell it to a retail buyer, right? So how much would that rehabber made had the rehabber found that property? I can't do it in my head, I'm sorry. The 77 and the 50, they would have made $132,000. What you think, rehabbers? Those of you, raise your hands. The rehabbers, what do you think about that? Hey, okay. Okay. So that's a typical short sale. Michael, this was in a good area. Okay? It was in a good area. Okay, so Mythbuster. A lot of people think that banks do not take large discounts on properties. As you see, they do. Okay? Okay, why do banks take huge discounts on properties? There's many reasons. When they foreclose on a property, they have to maintain that property as an REO. So when you're maintaining as an REO, now they got to get an asset manager to maintain that property. There are expenses for the bank in terms of holding that property, okay? There's real estate fees, insurance fees. They're now responsible for the property taxes because they're the ones that own the property now. So it's better for the bank to take a short sale and get rid of that property. Why should lenders consider a short sale? Okay, most lenders are not in the business of holding real estate, right? They make their money off of what? Loans. Yes, off of the loans. So it's not a asset for the bank. It is actually a liability. Now, let's talk a little bit just quickly so you know about homeowners. A homeowner can't just say, I want to do a short sale. They have to qualify for it. Because some homeowners, let's say they just want to sell their house and they can't sell it, and so they say, I just want to do a short sale. The bank's not going to take a short sale. That homeowner has to qualify for that short sale. The market value has had to have dropped, meaning the property is upside down, meaning more is owed on the property than what the property is worth. The mortgage is in default or near default. Okay? Homeowner has a hardship. There has to be some type of hardship there. Hardships are homeowner may have lost their job. There could have been a death in the family. Their income could increase. There's a number of hardships that they could have, but there must be some type of hardship and no resources to pay that mortgage. We have some people, you're not going to believe it, who haven't paid their mortgage in 5 or 6 years, and they're still living in that house. So don't be surprised when you call a homeowner and you find out that, oh, I haven't paid the mortgage in 5 years, or I haven't paid the mortgage in 7 years. Okay? Yes, ma'am. That's a good question. Her question is, with our assistants or our team, how long does it take? It could take anywhere from 60 to 90 days. A lot of it depends on that homeowner because that homeowner has to provide documents. Okay? They have to provide their bank statements, 2 years bank statements, tax statements, pay stubs. They got to do a hardship letter. So there are things that homeowner has to provide in order for that short sale to be done. And I'm going to go through the process, but so you can kind of get a picture in a later slide. I'm going to have to keep moving. Okay. All right. Short sale advantages to homeowners. They avoid foreclosure, possibly get some money out of it. 3 to 10,000 is the average. We have had people that have gotten $22,000 from the bank for these short sales. Quicker recovery of the credit score versus it going to foreclosure. We have some people who actually have bought houses in about a year and a half after going through the foreclosure process. Okay. Seller can purchase another home in a few years. Okay. Short sale investing revolves around equity. When investors in the industry talk about short sales or think about short sales, we think about short sale as being an investing strategy that creates equity where there is none. A lot of these houses don't have equity, and so a short sale will create equity. Okay? That's the objective of the short sale, is to create equity so it can be sold. Reasons why you should invest in short sales. You're helping homeowners avoid foreclosures. Okay? Really, Malik, they need you in New Jersey. You got to get on it. Okay? Stop your state from being number one. Okay. Are you from New Jersey also? Okay. Y'all got to get on it, okay? They need you. All right. Okay. Less competition. It's definitely less competition with these short sales. A lot of people don't like them. They really don't. And so when a homeowner calls them or they call a homeowner and if it doesn't have equity, then they don't do anything with it. They just pass it by. Less competitions. A lot of agents don't like short sales. Those of you who are agents, have you heard other agents say they don't like short sales? Okay? All right, we'll bring them to our team. Okay, Stephanie, Deshaun, are y'all ready for them? Okay, y'all are ready. Okay, got the thumbs up back there. All right. Low risk. Now, what do I mean by low risk? Especially for new investors, I love short sales because it's easy to get out of that contract. If you don't find a buyer, it's easy to get out of the contract. Why? There's something called on that short sale approval letter, and in that short sale approval letter, there's a whole couple of pages of stipulations, okay? And if there's one stipulation that you don't agree to that wasn't in that contract, then you can get out of it. So they're very, very easy to get out of the contract. Most of our short sales we close. It's rarely that we or our students are getting out of the contracts. Okay, they're very profitable deals, and it's multiple profit centers or within doing short sales. I was talking to a young man on the break, and I was sharing that there's many ways to make money from these short sales. Once you learn how to work with short sales, people pay other people very good money to negotiate short sales. In New Jersey, by the way, Deshaun, what are they charging in New Jersey to do short sales, to negotiate short sales?
10 to 15,000.
Did you hear what I said? Malik, you ain't missing out. Y'all just missing it. You keep texting, okay? Okay. Let me for everybody else except for Malik. Once you learn how to do this, you can sit from your home and do this. You can do this all over the country. And so a lot of these companies or people that negotiate short sales, they do them all over the country. And so like Deshaun was saying, in New Jersey, to negotiate short sales, people charge $10,000 to $15,000. That's what they charge per short sale. And you don't have to be an agent to do this. They're called third-party negotiation companies. In this area, in the Maryland area, they charge about $5,000 to $7,000 to negotiate short sales. Okay, per short sale. So I'm saying there's multiple profit streams within there where you can make money. Okay, some key components to making huge profits with short sales. You got to have knowledge of the short sale process. Develop a excellent power team. Don't try to do everything yourself. Okay, you need a team. You need a good agent on your team. You need a good title company. Not good isn't the word, but a title company that does those type of closings, okay, that you want them to, that need to be done. And you need to understand those exit strategies, how to do that LLC assignment, how to do the double closing and contract assignments. And the way that you really get to understand them is by doing them, okay? After you do a couple of them, you'll have it. Okay, let's look at the short sale overview. Okay, I'm going to give you an overview of how the short sale process works. All right. First thing you want to do is make an offer to the homeowner. That's the first step. You got to find a homeowner, right? I gave you some ways of finding properties, correct? Okay. You have to make an offer. Now, the good thing with short sales, it's not a lot of paperwork and a lot of contracts for you to do because most banks want a realtor involved. Okay, not just in Maryland, but in other states too. Okay, in New Jersey and in other states, Delaware. Okay, and so who's going to write the contract between you and the homeowner? The real estate agent. So you don't have to worry about writing the contract. See, okay. Only contract you got to be familiar with and be able to do is that contract between you and that buyer. Now, and don't expect your agent to help you on the investing side. I'm going to say it again. Most agents don't. That is not what they're trained to do. And so that's why I'm glad to see you here so that you can learn how to do the investing part and let the agent do what they do. Other than Stephanie and Deshawn, there are no other agents in our office that know what, that really know the investing side. That isn't what I work with them for. Okay? I don't work with them. Do you think that I'm going to sit there and tell an agent, one of the agents in the office, close your ears, Stephanie, if you're in here, please. Okay, let's take the one where I'm going to show you another one in a few minutes, and I want you to look at what that agent's fee was as compared to what the buyer, the wholesaler is making. The wholesaler is making, in most cases, all of the time, much more money than that agent. So I don't talk to the agents in the office about that. Okay? I know how to do the investing side. They know how to do the contracts and stuff that have to deal with the bank and stuff. And that's what I need them to do. We all have our part to play. So anyway, okay, so the agent's going to write the contract, okay? Property is going to be sold as is. When you're doing a short sale, the banks are not going to fix up any properties or give you money to fix up properties, okay? Next step, they call it the weight. The package, it's a short sale package that is actually submitted to the bank. The agent puts that package together with all of the homeowner's documents. Remember I said about the bank statements and the tax statements along with your offer. That package is put together by the agent. It is submitted to, or agent or that negotiator in New Jersey that's making $10,000. Okay? they put that package together and they send it off to the bank. Okay? Then once it get, bank orders BPO. A BPO is a broker's price opinion. And that's what a broker's price opinion is like. It's an agent that goes out and determines the value of the property. It is like an appraiser, except it's not an appraiser. It's done by an agent, and they determine their value. Okay? Any additional documents at that time will be requested by the bank. Once that BPO or that appraisal is done, because some banks will do both. They will do a BPO and an appraisal. Once that is done, things typically move pretty quick. They're either going to accept your offer or they're going to counter that offer. Okay? Negotiations begin with the bank. Right there. That's where we are. Negotiations. Let me just say this. If I always like to start with low offers. I feel horrible. I'm talking about really bad if they accept my first offer. I mean, I'm pulling my hair out. I'm telling you. Because what that means is now I have to go back in and bring them back down. Bring them down further. Okay? So, my offers are always going to start lower because just keep in mind, you can start low and you can go up. But it's harder to start up and come down. Okay? All right. So, when you agree upon a price with the bank, you get an approval letter. Now, right here, where, right there, you're going to get a verbal approval. The bank is going to tell the agent they're going to accept your offer. Y'all agreed upon the price, they're going to accept your offer. Your agent should be calling you and let you know that. Okay? Once I get that verbal approval, what do you think I do? Well, we're going to get it in writing. I'm looking for a buyer because it's coming. It's coming. The next step is the written approval. You're going to always get that written approval. Okay? So what am I doing? I already know. We done agreed upon a price, right? Okay? We've agreed upon a price. I don't need the letter. I already know what the price is. So now I need to re-pull them comps again because it's already been 30, 60 days, maybe 90 days, okay? I need to re-pull the comps again because comps do change. Then what you do, okay? So by the time I get that letter, from the time verbal, Deshawn, I'm picking on you because you're back there and I don't see Stephanie. When you get the verbal approval that the offer's been accepted, about how long does it take to get the written approval? A week, okay. So you know that written approval's coming within a week. I'm already looking for that buyer. So when that written approval comes, what am I ready to do? Close. I mean, I got a buyer now, okay? Now, I want to close as soon as possible. We want to keep this moving. Now, that short sale approval letter is going to give you at least 30 days to close, right? It's going to give you at least 30 days. Some even give you a little bit longer if it's FHA. If it gives me 30 days and I got a buyer that's ready to close in a couple of weeks, I'm closing. I'm not going to sit around and say, oh, well, I got to the end of the month for... No. Okay, we keep it moving. You close this and move on to the next one. Okay? So, closing transaction, you know, if it's a short sale, what is it going to be most likely? How are we going to close it? LLC assignment. That's what it's going to be. Okay? It's going to be that LLC assignment. Oh, I'm sorry. And, yes. Okay? It's going to be the LLC assignment. Got it? That's the way it's going to go. Okay. All right. Now, this is our lead sheet. Remember in the beginning where I said when you are talking to homeowners, okay, I'm actually asking them questions about that house, okay? Because before I go out to that house, I want to know, I get information. Let's go on the property type. How many bedrooms? How many baths? Is the property in good or excellent condition? When's the last time you had anything work done to your roof? Does your basement leak? I'm asking questions about that house because I want to get a mental picture of what it's like, and also I want to be able to pull comps before I see that house. The second page, I want to know, what is their motivation? Why are you selling that house? I want to know how motivated they are. And because I got your postcard, give me a good offer and I might sell. That person's not really motivated, okay? So, or the person is saying because I got to move because, you know, my house is going to foreclosure. I want mortgage information. I want to know, do you still owe money on this property? If yes, approximately what is the mortgage balance? Most of the time, the homeowners do not know what the mortgage balance is. What the answer to that question is going to be, I haven't paid in 3 years, or I haven't paid since so-and-so. They're not going to know what the mortgage balance is, but like you can go on like PropStream or Realty Track and be able to determine what the mortgage balance, approximately what it is, okay? Do you have a first and a second mortgage? Are you current on your mortgage payments? Okay. Okay. Is the property in bankruptcy? Because you do get people who are calling you and they're in bankruptcy. I want to know that. Have you received a notice of intent to foreclose? That is a biggie, because what that means is this house is maybe getting ready to go to foreclosure. So I need to know what to do, how quickly we have to move. If they're calling and their house is going next week, then we need to jump on that right away. Okay? So those are all important questions. Now, this is the affidavit of arm's length transaction. And with most short sale lenders, this is going to be in there. Okay, so can somebody come up and read this? Because you may not be able to, the part that I have in yellow. Somebody come up and quickly read it for me. Waddell, you're close.
Purchase of a property subject to a short sale must agree not to resell the property within 30 calendar days of closing and is further prohibited.
Come on up. Yeah, you got to stand up and probably come up. This is what we talked about earlier, so that's why that's in. This is going to be in a lot of your short sale approval letters.
The purchaser of a property subject to a short sale must agree not to resell the property within 30 calendar days of closing and is further prohibited from any resale of the property for 31 to 90 calendar days after closing for a gross sales price greater than 120% of the gross sales price of the short sale transaction. Any known violation of the arm's length transaction prohibition may be a violation of federal law.
Okay, that is a deed restriction. Remember we talked about that earlier. It is specifically saying from 31 to 90 days after the closing, you can only sell it for 120% of whatever you're purchasing it for. So if you purchased it for $100,000, you have to do times 120%. That's the amount you can. Can somebody do it for me? Oh no. If your purchase price is $100,000, okay, what's 120% of $100,000? You can't, then that means you can't sell it for more than 120. Okay? They're putting a deed restriction. And further, they're saying you can't sell it for 31 to 90 days. Right? So what are we doing? Are we going to sell it? What are we going to sell? Okay, it don't say nothing about that LLC, that you can't sell the LLC. Do you see anything where it says that? It don't say nothing like that. Okay. See? And don't think I really wish I came up with all that I was a genius. I'm not. Guess what? Title company told me. That's how I learned how to do this. Title company. Okay? And then you cash your check. Okay? All right. I want to show you, okay. I want to show you this is Franklin's property. Franklin, are you here? Everybody look at Franklin. He just closed this last week. Stand up so people can see who you are. Hi, Franklin. Okay. He just closed this last week. Okay. Franklin, come up here for me for a second real quick. Okay. Hi, Franklin. Okay. All right. Okay. So he just closed on this last week. This property was in Baltimore County. How did you find this?
I found this through a cold call.
Okay. What did you do? Everybody know what cold calling is? Okay. So made a call. How did you?
That was the pre-foreclosure list of Alex Cooper. Called one of the people that was on the auction list.
Auction list, Alex Cooper. Somebody bring me a mic for Franklin, please. Remember I talked about auction houses that are going to auction? Okay, he found it on the auction list. Okay, this is what it looked like inside, mold everywhere. Okay. Okay, but Franklin, quickly tell them what happened.
Well, this was supposed to be a regular wholesale deal, and I called the homeowner up. We had good rapport. He told me he was fixing it to live in it, and he got sick and then had to move out. But it was ready to rock and roll. So I thought, he just said, hey, go there. You can, I'll sell it to you for $80,000. So I already thought I had a great deal. So I drove 40 minutes to go see that property. So actually, I had called Valerie and was complaining, saying this is not what I expected. This is horrible. I don't want this deal. This is not a deal. I didn't even want to go in.
He didn't want to go in. So what did I say to you?
Franklin, get your butt in that house.
And smell the money, okay? Okay, so Franklin goes in, okay. All right. This is the house. So let's look at the numbers. Homeowner owed. Look at the mortgage balance. Okay, mortgage balance was $125,000. By the way, we get Deshaun in here. He did this short sale. Deshaun, we can't see you. Give me the hand. Give me that thumb up. All right. Okay. All right, mortgage balance, that's what the homeowner owed, $125,000. After the short sale was done, the bank put in their pocket, the net amount was $7,700. This was done, this closed last week, okay? All right. Amount bank waived the homeowner's balance that was left over. They still had balance left over. It was $117,000. The bank waived it. In the short sale approval letter, as I told you, they will waive, it needs to state that they waive it. Okay, wholesaler buyer. Franklin, purchase price for him was $10,000. How much? Okay. He did an LLC with a buyer for $77,000. Okay? So the total that the buyer paid for this property was $87,000. Everybody understand those numbers? Any questions on the numbers? Okay. So wholesale, and I say gross profit was $77,000. All right. So agents, what's the commission on this? I can't hear. $600. Look at what Franklin made. Franklin made $57,000, and I'm gonna get to that. Okay, he made $57,000. Deshaun, are you still putting your hand up? Is that thumb? Deshaun made $600. Okay. 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 Notice the gross. I had to put gross profit because Franklin was so grateful, and we're thankful he was, that he paid more commission to Deshaun, you know. Okay. He paid my fee. And he paid the seller money. He gave the seller money, okay? Because the bank at getting $7,000 wasn't giving the seller no money, okay? So Franklin gave the seller, him and his wife, divorce case, some money, okay? And that's how it came out to $57,000. Let's give Franklin a hand. Oh. I want to tell you one thing that sticks in my mind at closing. We're sitting at the table, and we're sitting there, and Franklin's he just keeps looking down at the settlement sheet. And what did you say? You just couldn't?
I couldn't believe it. I kept sitting there. They all left me. I was still sitting there 20 minutes later. The room was dark and everything. I was just still sitting there looking at the papers.
How much money did you put in this deal?
Zero. I don't think I put anything in this deal.
Zero. Okay. All right. And this was I think you said this was your first deal?
First deal.
And I didn't know. This was his first deal, and you've been doing this about 4 months?
Altogether 6 months.
Okay, altogether 6 months. Let's give him a hand. Okay, so, all right. A lot of you have been asking about our program. And so I'm going to go over what our coaching program is, because we have to be out of here by 4:30, and because they have another event in this afterwards. But I will stay back. My staff and Stephanie and Akil and I will stay if you have questions about it, because I'm kind of rushing through it. Okay. We have what is known as the Distressed Properties Jumpstart Program, okay? And this is a program for anybody who really wants to start making some money in real estate investing, or if you already are doing real estate investing and you just want more properties. I mean, this program really is for anybody, because you can see whether you want to wholesale, or you want to get rental properties, or you want to get some more fix and flip. Think about the rehabber. You rehabbers, what if you would have got that property he did for $10,000, okay, and rehab that property and not, pay that wholesale fee? So really, this program's for anybody. And so what this program covers, everybody who is in our program will get an initial one-on-one consultation. And what that one-on-one consultation will do is you will talk to myself and Akil, because Akil is our marketing person, and we will talk about marketing in your particular area. We will talk about your investing goals, how much you want to make, what you need to do to make it. Okay? So that's what happens on that consultation. Then we do monthly progress and accountability. We have a monthly accountability program that will be online on a Facebook group where we will go in every week, and we will be putting down what you should be doing and really holding you accountable. The way our program is set up, that I'm going to jump down to the twice monthly live online interactive training. Okay, twice a month, what we will do is do an online group training, and on that training, You can answer questions. I will have a topic that I will be covering. Everything is leading to you getting deals or doing deals. So let's say the first month, which will be this month, we will be doing business setup. You got to get your business set up. You got to have certain things in your business. That LLC, we will make sure that LLC and the other things that you need to do business, we will make sure that you have that. Okay. The next second class, we actually start about marketing. We jump you out there marketing right away. Okay. And every class that we do, we give you an assignment. And if you do those assignments, typically a person is getting a deal, I want to say, within probably about, if you do the assignments, I got to preference that. If you do them assignments, you could possibly be working on a deal within 30 to 45 days. Okay? We will do a distressed properties full day implementation workshop, meaning it will be live. We will do a live event. This will probably not be till around the second month, because I want you to already be marketing, and some of you will already be working on deals. Okay? And I will do a whole full day training. We will do a on-site, I know I'm jumping around, but an on-site repair estimating class. That's where we are going to take you out to properties, a couple of properties, and we are going to show you how to estimate repairs, because you got to be able to work with that investor formula. I did not talk about the investor formula today, okay, but that's something you do need to know how to work with. You need to know how to evaluate a house, because if you don't know how to evaluate a house, then how do you know what to offer? And so we will take you out and teach you how to do that. That will be an all-day. We will also bank REOs. I hear people say, how many people know that you can wholesale bank REOs? A lot of people have been telling me in here that they didn't know that they could do that. Okay? We will teach you how to wholesale bank-owned properties. There's different strategies for different properties. You don't work with HUD the same way you work with a Fannie or Freddie property, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac property. Okay? So we will teach you the different strategies for those properties. I mean, again, Deshaun, I keep calling on him, but he used to be a student of ours. He was an agent when he already came. He was a student. Now he's doing all kinds of deals. He's doing short sales. He's wholesaling bank-owned properties, and now he's doing rehabbing. He just got his first rehab property. Let's give Deshaun a hand. Okay. All right. We will give you hear me talk about scripts, forms, documents, different hacks. We have a technique to how we get properties on the MLS. Okay? Those of you who are agent, you have a gold mine of properties right there on the MLS. We will show you how we do those properties. Okay? Our distressed properties vault resources. We will give you resources. For those of you who are local, you have our resources. You can use the same title companies, and if you choose the same agents that we use, we prefer that you use, especially on your initial deals, we prefer that you use our agents because they know how to do it and they know how to get the job done. Okay? And if you choose to use another agent, you certainly can do that too. You get unlimited email support. You get lifetime access to our private Wealth Building Jumpstart Facebook group. Also, our Valerie's or my exclusive partnership program. Some of you in here are already doing deals, and we do have a partnership program where we will do deals with people and we will split them 50-50. You don't that's optional. If you already know how, you may want to get a property because you want to get it for rehab and you don't need our help. But if you want to get in our partnership program, we do have a 50-50 split partnership program, and we really recommend, if you've never done a deal, you allow us to walk you through your first deal. You don't have to, okay, but it again, that's optional. Cost for the program, it's a 6-month program, is $4,997. We've had very good success with the program. There are other people in here who have gone through different programs with me. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to have a student panel where you will get to talk to some of the students who have gone through our programs and are doing deals. So this is the program. If you have any questions, please, feel free to ask. I will be around. If you are interested in signing up, because we keep our program class size small. Because remember, I'm talking about taking you out to houses, and you're working, with our team and all. So we only can take but so many people. So if you are interested in this program, please see Akil. Stephanie, where's Akil? Is he at the desk? He's at the desk right outside the door. If anybody has any questions for me, I will definitely hang around and, answer questions. Yes, somebody asked a question. I have taken, let me tell you something. I have slashed this. One thing I did forget to say. The red slash, let me just say, if you are partners, because, there's husband and wife, there's people who are partners, you certainly can sign up together, and it's only one price, okay? If it's a husband and wife or partners or whatever. In terms of the red slash, I did slash it, okay? Ask some other people who've taken courses from me, okay, if that's a slash price. So, yes, but I did slash it, honestly. I got it down to as low as we can. That's a slash price. Any questions? Yes, sir. That's a 6-month program. It's a 6-month program, yes. Okay, so, if not, no questions, I will see you tomorrow at 9:30. Like I said, we're starting the same time tomorrow at 9:30.